Welcome back. Our number for inquiries is 0805 468 3514. Let's take that again. 0805 468 3514. You should see that on your screen now. Yeah. And you can also tweet at CTV_Mary A. While we'll continue with the questions. You have one waiting for you.
Yeah.
What do you see? That makes you suspicious.
Yeah, before I go to, I need to clarify something about screening. I emphasize that the only people that should go for screening are the high-risk individuals. You have a blood relative, you have a sibling that has colorectal cancer, you have to get screened. What do you see? You actually see, the best way to screen them, if you use a camera to look into the bowel, you may actually see the growth or the swelling there in the bowel.
And subsequently, what do you do about
It depends. You see, at that stage, what you customarily do is, if you see a growth in the bowel, if you use that camera to look into the bowel and you see a growth, you may take part of it and have it examined under the microscope. That's called a biopsy. That's called a biopsy. And have it examined. It does confirm it's cancer. The next thing you want to do is, you want to know the full extent of the disease. There are other specialized tests that you can do to know the full extent of the disease. Having known the full extent of the disease, that's when you can determine what treatment to offer.
Okay, so you don't remove a growth for the sake of removing it.
No, you're going to, it depends on the nature of the growth. No, you're ultimately going to remove the growth. Let's assume that you've done a biopsy. And
what if it's not malignant?
Good for the patient.
But you still remove it?
Yes, good, yeah. You're going to remove it. That means if it's a small one. That means if it's small one. That means what we call, if you do that test actually called endoscopy or colonoscopy. If you do a colonoscopy and you pick up a growth, you saw something in the bowel and you remove it, right? You remove it. They usually call it, it's called the polyp, mind you. It's called a polyp. If you remove that polyp may ultimately, it's not all polyps that develop into cancer, but some polyps will ultimately develop into cancer. So by you removing that polyp, the likelihood of that, the progression to cancer.
Prevention.
Yeah, that's
so
what
before we even get there, let's just take care of it,
exactly,
right?
Yeah.
Exactly. But you did mention that it's only people who are high risk.
Yeah.
That unfortunately, and this is the truth, in Nigeria, you don't usually have a relative coming up to you, maybe a brother or an aunt, and saying, you know what, I have colorectal cancer. So how do you even know you have a first blood relative who has it or who died of it? You just say, a brief illness, the usual things.
It's unfortunate. That's the situation. That is unfortunate, but that's the situation in Nigeria, right? The only thing you can do as an individual is you be your own advocate, like I emphasized earlier. If there's a change in your system, the way your body functions, persistent abdominal pain that we mentioned about, and a significant change in bowel habit. I need to define what a significant change in bowel habit means. You customarily pass through once a day. It gradually changes to like once in 4 days, once in 5 days, or you need to use laxatives to ensure you have a bowel motion. You need to investigate that.
Okay. Let's quickly take this call, doctor. We're getting a call from Abba. Hello, Abba. Hello, Abba. Okay, can you speak up? If your TV set is on, I need you to turn down.
Yes, madam. Good afternoon, ma.
Great, you sound great. What's your question, Abba?
Good afternoon, ma. Please, I want to ask doctor a question, please.
Go ahead. Go right ahead. We're waiting for your question, Abba. What's your question?
Okay, please, he was talking about eating too much of red meat. What if you remove the fat?
Oh, okay. Thank you very much, Abba. Over to you, doctor.
You're still eating red meat.
So it's not necessarily the fat that
you're still eating red meat. You're still eating
red meat anyway? What's in it that's so bad?
It's just the consumption. If you take a lot, that's when it becomes problematic.
So it's a matter of moderation.
Yeah,
now.
It takes a lot. That's why, like I mentioned to you earlier, like the Americans the Americans take 10 times as much as we do, right? That's why they probably have a high incidence of red meat than a high incidence of colorectal cancer than we do. And when it comes to meat itself, it's not just a function of the meat itself. It's also a function of the way the meat is prepared. I don't think it's not for this discussion. Okay. But the most important thing is if you take your red meat in moderation, right? You don't take like what the Americans do. it reduces it.
So taking so much meat is not the good life.
It's not a good
like
life.
most Nigerians think.
And also believe that because red meat does not digest on time.
Okay.
I think that is the major problem. It's not even red
just
meat,
stays
it's not good.
there.
It stays there.
Let's take this phone call. Hello.
It stays there.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your question?
My question is, what are the actual symptoms of these diseases?
Thank you
Is
so
it
much,
losing
Tijani.
weight?
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
That's because, you know, these symptoms look so
Common.
Common, like
Yeah.
so common.
Yeah.
And
Very
I
common
think
with other
that's what
diseases.
he's trying
That's
to relate
relate
to
to
there.
You see, you see, the issue is, like I mentioned earlier, we don't continue having. There are other symptoms that may actually look. I mentioned a significant change in bowel habit. If you see blood in your stool, don't trivialize it. Figure it out.
Figure it out. Don't wait.
Don't find out why you are having blood in stool. Find out why you are having blood in stool. If it's due to hemorrhoids, good for you. Your doctors will treat you for hemorrhoids. But if there are other problems, say maybe, like I mentioned, I made reference to the fact that earlier that if you now have to use laxatives or purgatives to ensure you pass through, there is a problem. There is a problem.
There is a problem.
There is a problem. If you pass through,
What if it's just a function of you not taking enough water?
All right. It won't happen for one. It won't happen for 1 month.
It will be persistent.
It won't happen for 1 month. It won't happen for 1 month.
Okay, let's quickly take this call from Jackson. Hello, Jackson.
Hello?
Hello, Jackson.
Hello,
You're
yes.
on.
I want to speak with the doctor, please.
He's here listening to you.
Hello, I'm hearing you, ma.
Okay, the doctor is waiting.
Doctor, I want you to actually teach us more on the diet.
Okay. Yeah.
All right,
Okay,
good.
thanks,
Talking
Jackson.
about your diet, like people talk about healthy diet. What's the definition of a healthy diet? Healthy diet doesn't contain a lot of fat, right? Has a lot of fruits and vegetables and contains fiber. Is our normal diet. That's all.
Okay, that's it?
That's it.
Vegetables, fruits,
And veg- yeah.
normal diet.
Yeah, isn't it? Yeah.
Meat in moderation.
Meat in moderation.
How about chicken,
And less
turkey?
of processed food.
And less of processed.
Less of
yeah.
processed food.
Processed food.
Thank you very
Less of
much.
processed food.
By the way, you don't seem very impressed with our cancer care and palliative measures. What would you like to see by way of improvement, you know, in our health systems?
We've said it repeatedly, myself and doctor, when we have opportunity to talk about it, and that is what we are advocating in Yola Cancer Care Foundation. Cancer all over the world is not left alone for someone like me, someone like doctor, you, everybody, corporate organization, everybody has to come in.
So awareness.
To create the awareness and bring the needed change.
Let's quickly take this call from Umar. Hello, Umar.
Yes, Umar is calling you from Lokoja.
What's your question, Umar?
Yes, all you have been discussing, I've been listening, and most of those symptoms, I have it. And severally, I've gone to hospital for diagnosis, and it's ulcer, they've been telling me. In fact, right now, I'm under the ulcer treatment. So I really want to know a particular test I should go for.
Okay,
I want the doctor to brief me a little on a particular test I should go for. In fact, sometimes passing stool will be very difficult.
Okay, Umar, we have to go answer that quickly. Please answer that with Ezugu's question, which is similar. He's saying, can peptic ulcer cause cancer? So I think they are similar.
You see, the problem with peptic ulcer is something you take into consideration when a patient has colon cancer because the symptoms are similar.
Okay.
One. But how do you make a diagnosis of peptic ulcer? The only way you can just because your abdominal pain is responding to antacids or anti-ulcer medication does not make it peptic ulcer. You need to be absolutely sure what you have is peptic ulcer. How are you absolutely sure it's peptic ulcer? You need to do some specialized testing where they use a camera.
In Umar's case, he seems to need some help.
Of course,
he's been going with these tests. Told him.
He certainly need a comprehensive review.
Yes.
He will certainly need a comprehensive review because he has gone to the hospital repeatedly. He's going to need to go. The question
go for another.
Yeah, the question I will ask him is: has he been told? Has he done any definitive test to confirm indeed has ulcer. Because you see, ulcer, you ask the layman, what is ulcer? They just tell you it's abdominal pain.
Okay,
and
doctor, we have to go. I know that you're raring to go. But the last word on this for Umar, I think, would be seek another opinion.
Yes, to get a second.
Thank you so much for coming to the show, Dr. Oshinowo. Thank you so much.
And thank you so much.
It's been wonderful having both of you. And thank you, everybody at home. It's been marvelous having you. Enjoy the rest of your day. I am Mary Alale Yusuf.